today we'll start with the presentation of Mr. Partage. Partage is a doctoral student from Mohammed University. He is also a teacher of English at preparatory classes. And his main interests are language policy, sociolinguistics, and English language teaching and learning. And he's going to talk about whether we can use technology in education. Mr. Youssef, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everybody. Actually, I've been here last year and I couldn't just wait to be here for the second time, and I'm very glad to have made it and to be here. So I thank MoRCE-Net for holding such great events that gather us and share our thoughts and ideas. Well, so my talk today is let's say about literacy first. Can our education use technology? So here I'm not going to contend or give arguments whether we should use or we shouldn't use ICT in our education, but just kind of sharing my thoughts with you and sharing kind of apprehensions and worries about this issue of ICT in education. Because the first day I saw the announcement of this conference, actually I felt kind of provoked. I said, oh, what are they doing? Is it ICT in Moroccan education? If we talk about resource centers, and so I can agree, but when it comes to applying ICT in an average Moroccan classroom, I just felt, as I told you, felt teased. Though I'm not kind of pessimistic people, but I felt provoked by this theme. But actually, I really thank them for choosing this theme, because we should, from time to time, ask these kinds of questions to brainstorm and see where our ideas and practical thoughts can fit. So in the course of this presentation, I'm going to just shed light on ICT in education. We're going to have a short, let's say, overview on GENI program. It's a policy by Moroccan higher education, actually Moroccan education. I missed the last 2 days, so maybe just through the presenter I just inferred that there was some talk about this issue before. Okay, and last I will just shed light on some of the challenges, or call them obstacles, which hinder the use of ICT in Moroccan education. Okay. So that, as I said, before applying ICT, in my opinion, we should be literate in the use of ICT. When I say we, it's not just teachers; it's the whole body. Teachers, policymakers, students, parents, authorities, administrations, and so on. So the literature says that literacy with using technology in communication means the ability to use digital technology, communication tools, networks to define, access, manage, integrate, evaluate, create, and communicate information. So in my point of view, we should have a clear understanding, deep understanding, what do we mean by ICT? What are the ICT tools we can use in our classrooms? To what extent we can apply this for effective teaching and learning? And are we ready really for using technology in teaching our pupils in the public schools? So the use of technology as a tool of research to organize, evaluate, communicate information. So ICT in education means simply teaching and learning with ICT. It plays, as you know, an important role in education today. Sorry. We will not argue. There are many advantages of using ICT in education, such as, for example, images can easily be used in teaching, improve the retentive memory of students. It can enable teachers to create interactive classes to make the classroom more enjoyable, which could improve the student attendance, concentration. It has many advantages in the classroom, certainly. Now, Moroccan education, or the Moroccan Ministry of Education, has tried in 2005 to introduce and launch a program called GENI. This program aimed at the generalization of ICT materials in Moroccan schools. So it mainly meant to equip a specific classroom in each school in Morocco and call it multimedia room, where students and teachers can have access to computers, to projectors, to internet, and so in order to create different activities that are interesting and purposeful. So as I said, it was meant at generalizing technology and integrating it in education systems. However, this program has been subject to a fair share of criticism by different researchers and experts. So here I'm going to mention one educator in Morocco who said that, I have here two researchers. So one said, these measures have been very slowly being implemented, and the use of ICT in Moroccan school is very limited, if not absent. So after more than 12 years, we don't really sense there is ICT in Moroccan schools. So very hardly you find there is a really multimedia classroom, or there is access to the internet, and the students and teachers are really using these ICT tools in teaching. Another research by Hisham Haile, is a teacher and a social activist. He said, when we say ICT, we mainly mean computer and data show, no more. And he said that there are three possibilities actually when we talk about ICT in Moroccan schools. So he said that the first possibility or option, there is no ICT at all. There are many schools in Morocco in which you don't find any trace for ICT materials. He said the second option is that you can find some tools, some technological tools used to teach and learn it, but the administration prevents the teachers from using them. So it sounds weird actually, but I personally have been subject to such a situation. I used to ask, I used to teach in a very new school, so I was the first and only teacher there, and used to ask for the data shop to use some creative and interesting materials to students, but the headmaster used to say, no, just we keep the data shop for big events. We used to teach in a very remote area in the whereabouts of Hussein, and I really, until today, I never knew what he meant by big events. I don't think there would be a big event that would be organized one day there. So, and he said the third option is that there are some ICT materials, and the administration doesn't prevent teachers, but the problem is that teachers, or many teachers, don't know how to use these materials, or reluctant to use them also. And maybe he said they don't know how to use it. Okay. Now we come to the obstacles and challenges. So here, again, I'm not going to just rely on the literature in the internet and so on. I rely on a research. A research. It was done by an education, let's say, someone interested in education. He's as a part of his PhD. I think it was in 2013. It is in French, so please pardon me if you find me kind of not very fluent in transmitting the idea, because I'm reading at the same time I'm translating and saying the idea to you. So this research was entitled L'intégration et l'usage des TIS dans le système éducatif marocain. Attitude des enseignants de l'enseignement primaire et secondaire. This person is named Mustafi. It was done in 2013, as I said. He said, in overall, so it was a thorough research about really the implementation and the efficiency of this program. He said that in general, the majority of teachers, 61%, said they never used ICT in their classes.
So he interviewed teachers in primary, in middle high school, and high school. So, as I said, the majority said never use ICT in classes. 30% said they use it occasionally, and only 11% said they use it often. And through the investigation of the real causes behind this, he said he came up with different reasons why this GENI program or ICT in Moroccan schools is not really implemented. And this is also based on the questionnaires and interviews with the teachers he had. He said that there are some obstacles related to the integration of ICT in education. So he said that the problem first is related to infrastructure. So there is a problem of infrastructure. So first, you may not find, the equipment, or you may not have access to, for example, to electricity in many schools in Morocco. You may not have access to the internet. So this is, all for in the point of infrastructure. He said there is another obstacle which is related to the professional development of teachers. He said that 17% of teachers said they master ICT, while 46% said their mastery is insufficient if they know at all. And 37% said they have no idea what ICT is. And another kind of obstacles he said are related to the policy of integrating ICT in Moroccan education. He said that we don't have a real policy, that is incorporated to really make the program very efficient. Okay. And last, he said there are some obstacles related to the education system itself. Okay. So he meant that, for example, 70% of teachers said, for example, that the large number of students in one class is not helpful to introduce ICT in classes. He said also, some said that the program is very heavy, so there is no time to such creative or additional activities. So there are many, so because we're pressed with time, so I just go through them very quickly. Now look at this picture. This is a Moroccan classroom in, I think, like 3-4 decades ago. And this is an average classroom of Morocco today. Actually, I didn't want to choose, worst images, okay? But just to compare. I have these pictures because, look, in 2002, the Harvard University released a report named or titled "Change the World with Unchanged Classrooms." The report says, if you compared our work today with the world 100 years ago, you would encounter amazing advances in science, commerce, health, care, transportation, and countless other factors. But if you were to compare the classroom of 100 years ago with the average classroom today, you would recognize it immediately. Student lined up in rows, paper and pencil in hand, the teacher in the blackboard jotting down important facts and so on. Okay, so as you see, maybe this is talking about, I think, about Western schools. Let alone, so if in the picture it seems that it's the opposite. It seems that in Moroccan schools the classroom has been or have been better in the past than in today. So, in my opinion, the point I'm trying to make is what has changed that would actually urge us to use ICT in our education. Actually, I believe in a famous saying that goes, there's no shortcut to success, you have to take the steps. So, in my opinion, people who are saying that ICT is very optimistic, yes, I do agree, I support them, but kind of trying to skip thousands of stages that other regimes in other countries have passed, and we're just trying to make it as short as that and say we are using ICT in our education. Thank you very much.